One shot, let's begin. Mountain Cat by Minashita Kana. Translated, uploaded by Seldom Scant and Baka Senin. Where do lost cats go? Um, Dang, if I had a pet cat, this is probably be about animal death, isn't it? And like pet death. Um, alright, I babysit a cat. I like cats, but I've never personally owned a cat, so let's see where it takes us. What? Cheadle's gone missing? He was having a hard time just walking and hadn't been going outside lately. They say cats feel when their time's approaching and go into hiding. His time. Huh. But I think you're right. If I think that he's gone to Tenpan, I feel better. Tenpan? Oh, it's a woman. Mom, a little bit more to the right and move your hand forward. Thanks. Hey, has your eyesight gotten worse? Tenpan means divine judgment. It's a progressive condition, but not much has changed. She says that, but the house looks a mess. There's dust everywhere, those candies have passed their expiration date, and she suddenly looks older. Maybe it's because of Jiro. Jiro's run away from home many times before, but I guess it's too much at her age. Hey, Mom, would you like to live with us? That came out of nowhere. Your eyesight is bad, so just a matter of time. I've talked it over with my husband and daughter. They both said they wouldn't mind. They did? Thanks, but there's no need. Mom, I'm used to living in this house. I could get by as long as I'm here. Starting a new life with new people in a new place when my eyes are failing me would be a hurdle too high to overcome. But while you still have the physical strength, it shouldn't be too hard to adapt. Please, think about it. But if Jiro comes back, I can't take him with me, right? Yeah, pets aren't allowed in our building. But that's not the problem here. Assuming he ever comes back, won't he eventually run away again? I want to wait. One last time. I've only been able to tell light from dark for years. The white Jiro was the only thing I could see clearly, even in dim light. I know Jiro's time is coming, but we've been together for so long, I just can't give up on him. I want to be selfish for a little bit longer. White? She's wrong. Jiro's a black cat. So, she can't even tell that difference. One day, a kitten showed up in our yard and made the place its home. Its curved tail was so cute, I often chased it around. Mom, where's Jiro? He's cooling off under the veranda. Where? Let's see. So, Grandma didn't accept. Yes, I'm sorry. We were so prepared for it too. Asking her out of the blue to completely change her life. Let's sleep on it a bit and ask her again. Thank you. Hasn't she had that cat ever since you were a child, Mom? He's sure lived long. How old is Jiro? He was already there when I was 3. Oh, around 40, There must have been a cat switch somewhere along the line. Didn't she realize? But his color, the shape of his tail, and his meows never changed. Jiro's always been the same Jiro. I've heard the oldest cat lived until 38. Yes, it's not unheard of. It happens, but then he'd have a forked tail. Right, he must have got to Tenpan. In Japanese folklore, Nakomata is a type of yokai that has 2 tails. Domestic cats that grow too old are believed to transfer to Nekomata. Mom said the same thing. And where might Tenpan be? Mom, you've always lived in this town, right? The mountain you see just across is Mount Tenpan. Didn't you read your local folk tales back in elementary school? In the ascetic practices of cats, Mount Tenpan is a sacred place. Only cats who are well into their old age are allowed to live there. They say that those cats pay their debt back to people who took care of them. Lights. Those are cats. This is Mount Tenpon. Uh-oh. Why am I walking in such a place? Huge! What? Wait! Jiro? Well, if you got in this big, it figures that you can't live down there. But Mom's feeling really depressed. Can't you come back home? Cats at Tenpon have a strong sense of duty, right? That was a weird dream. Must be because I read that book before bed. The master of Tenpon is said to be a big black cat. Good morning. Good morning. Hurry up and eat your breakfast. Have you read local folk tales? Was it fun? I had a dream where I was going up the mountain to make a wish to a cat. I hope it comes true. Do you remember what color Jiro was? Wasn't he black? Black. I know, right? But Grandma saw him as a white cat. You heard that? Yes, I really believe he really was right to her. I mean, she doesn't even notice me when I'm next to her. But no matter how dark it is, she could tell where Jiro is. I think that was just a coincidence. He's a cat headed to Tenpon. He could emit some light for his blind benefactor. Such a nice story. How old are you? Mom, I'm coming in. Okay. Welcome. Do you spring clean the house? It looks so clean. Can you tell? I really went at it. Jiro's back after all. What? Look, he's sleeping over there. He's always making me worry. I really have no idea where he's been. Maybe he was at Mount Tenpon. Oh no. Do you realize how many kilometers away that place is? Probably representing the black catos of our team. Grumpy Kit Jaeger cousin, Etiola's Binky clone. Love your black catos. Love all the catos. Oh man. So, and I think this is sweet in a very, very different way because my understanding of this is that, let's see if we could find the tail again because the tail is curved, right? Like, it's kind of hard to tell because they don't really bend the tail a lot here. It just has that's a pretty extreme bend. Look at all these little tails there. And then this one's the master. He doesn't seem to have a bend here. And then he grabs this cat. And then this cat doesn't seem to have much of a bend either. Unless you call that a bend, but it's not as... Well, maybe you could. I think the fact we don't see the cat's tail is interesting. Like, maybe they're trying to hide the fact of whether or not it actually is Jiro or not. And I do find it maybe potentially sweet that it's like... Maybe it's stronger implying that, like, it's not the same Jiro, but they're going to go and send cats in their place, too, right? Like, maybe it's the kids of Jiro or something, and then it's just kind of a family thing to take care of this old woman. I think that's going to be kind of super sweet and kind of cute, right? It's like, hey, it's not the same person, but the family still has an obligation to this old woman. I think that's really, really sweet. And then there's also the idea of, like, emitting a light. Like, maybe in some senses the cat... I don't know if it's, like, the blindness, because, I don't know if my mom's blind, but she doesn't really mention things about that. But, extreme shades help her, right? Like, with certain dogs, she can't see their face. With certain cats, can't see their face. But this thing of white is interesting. Maybe it's like a guiding light, or they're doing it for their owners, or I don't know if this is the same Jiro, but I do think it's sweet either way. Either the cat is back because it was called due to the sense of duty here, or it's another cat who has a similar idea there. And I think the fact that she's like, oh, okay, means that it could potentially be a different cat, which I really, really like. I don't quite know the story of the Nekomata, and there's some cultural relevancy that I obviously am missing here, but it's still cool. And I like the ethereal thing here, right? It's like, okay, she's coming, she's doing whatever. And then she's just started so full of life because they help her out again. The cat gives her vibrancy. And yeah, I think this will be, growing old with a pet, enjoying them. It's wonderful, right? A sense of caring, a sense of loving, and I think that's everything. I like this face too. It's like, huh? Like you really just woke up. Um, yeah. And I think that's what I had to say. I think I did get a little bit choked up at certain points, but I think it's not exclusive to whether you have a cat or not. It's more so like if you have a pet, if you have an animal, right? The idea that you two love each other so much that you take care of each other. Although I feel like expired candies is not unusual in an old person's home. Believe me, like they have some weird stuff sometimes if you look there like oh wow, but they just don't touch it, right? And yeah, I guess that's well, I guess though I should probably be worrying more about the whole black and the white cat thingy. But I'm not overly concerned with that there. I'm sure that there's like the cat light admitting their love for the owner, or maybe it's a spirit or something. I don't know. Or maybe it's like them looking, I know it's a new cat. It's whatever to help her, you know? Because they're setting her time is near as well. And yeah, I guess that's everything. So, with all that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for being born, y'all. Peace out.